Welcome. We are talking right now with City Councilor Bill Ryan, who's running for re-election. Bill has quite an extensive resume. You know, Bill, tell us a little bit about your history, and then we'll talk about what goes on from your history.
Well, Frank, thanks to your support over many years and the people in Haverhill, I was very fortunate to be elected as Haverhill State Representative for a number of years, representing most of the city of Haverhill. I also had an opportunity to serve as mayor of Haverhill during the 1980s, and following that, the school committee, and then the city council, where I'm now serving and seeking re-election. I've also had lots of other experience. I'm a former superintendent of the Essex County Jail and House of Correction, which was a learning experience, as you can understand, but a very rewarding position to hold. I've also represented many people at the State House and private business, been involved in real estate and still am. So I think I have lots of experience to bring to the table when we discuss issues, some good and some bad. And I like to think that we can embellish on the good things that I've learned over the years. And then when I see those bad things reoccur their ugly head, that people have forgotten or history is not around. Right. I think I'm been very helpful to remind my colleagues of the pitfalls if we go in this particular or the wrong direction.
Can you give us an example of something of that type, Bill?
Well, you know, you take a situation like the garage downtown Haverhill. Yeah. We built the garage, and also we built two. We built one down in Railroad Square, yeah, and one down on downtown Haverhill. I finished the one down by the Pawtucket Bank. That right. was under construction for 10 years.
Right, long time.
$6 million sounds trivial, but they used to say that Schaefer Stadium, which has now been torn down, and we have a new Patriot Stadium, but the $6 million, it was only 40% done. And we were able to finish it in a very short time with former Governor Dukakis, gave us $1 million. We put some of our money up, very little, but we finished it ahead of schedule and under budget real quick. I don't want to see the Haverhill get involved in building those kind of projects. Let's take the other garage that we built in Railroad Square. I argued, I was on the committee, and insisted that we have the Merrimack Valley Regional Transit Authority, right, an outside group, which is a regional, to manage it, to build it, and to take care of it after. You go in that facility today, it's like it's brand new. It's clean, well run. It looks terrific. And yet look at our parking deck. I go in there, it's falling apart, it's dirty, it needs maintenance. It's never ending. You know, we only fix things when they're broken. We don't have any maintenance program for government because there's never enough money to have that kind of a program. So that's an example of two issues where the city should be cautioned. Don't get involved in building. You know, don't become the clerk of the works and go through a more regional approach like we did in the parking deck.
Like a public-private partnership? Because you might be alluding to the fact that when you're dealing with city circumstances, when you happen to be coming up short budget-wise and you get spread pretty thin, some things start to fall off the sides.
There are certain things that we can do. We built the Hunkin School is a good example. Yeah. And we've got a terrific building committee with great people. I believe they'll build us a beautiful facility within budget or ahead of schedule, within budget, if not under budget. And I think you'll find that we won't have the leaky roofs that we've seen in some facilities, brand new buildings, also doors that don't work, windows that don't open. We're always successful if we open it up to a community-wide group. In that case, we've got people in construction, industry, business, neighbors, parents, teachers, everybody's involved in that. And I think that's the formula for success versus, you know, trying to do it in-house.
When you take a look at some of the initiatives that are being planned right now that are supposed to come online maybe couple of years down the road, and that's Harbor Place downtown. That seems to be a pivotal thing for and probably one of the most historic developments in the city of Haverhill to date. And there is an expectation, because that's, I guess, 3 phases as it goes along. And there is an expectation after those 3 phases are implemented to have some sort of offshoots are created from that as well. Is that not true?
Well, yeah, we'll use the old term, we're priming the pump.
Okay.
We're trying to create, a critical mass there of activity.
Yeah.
And it's most of it, if not all of it, is either private, nonprofit, or government money. Mm-hmm. And there isn't the only private money coming in is, I think, the top floor, and is being bought by a local group. Right. But other than that, it's mostly public or private money. What do we want out of that? We want more construction. We want more industry. We want the buildings that are left up and down become more successful. So if we did not have all of these components, the legislature, state agencies, University of Lowell, community cable TV, as well as the city of Haverhill and all of our departments, I believe Catholic Charities is somewhat involved in it. They're a nonprofit. All of these groups, the Haverhill Foundation, Chamber of Commerce, everybody put their piece together to make this work. And we've had vote after vote on the city council to make, alleyways that went to nowhere, become part of the new program. We had complicated leases on buildings and mortgages. There's still a building standing down there that we really need everybody to work together to try and resolve it, as the owners and the lenders and the city. And but if everyone didn't come together on that, that could never happen. And other communities have done it very well. We see a lot of success in Boston. Yeah. Lowell has done a lot of great things by bringing in all of these outside groups, getting everyone to work together, opened all the canals up. We can do the same thing in Haverhill.
With those things that are coming to fruition, coming online, and of a big benefit to the city of Haverhill and the community specifically, what do you think are the biggest challenges that are, because a person, the dean of Haverhill city government, because you've been the mayor, right, city councilor, state representative, school committeeman, because of your experience there, what do you foresee of the horizon of some of the things that we're going to need to be able to deal with and confront rather than kick the can down the road? Well,
I don't think there's going to be any new thing. We've done so many good things in Haverhill, creating industrial parks, working on our downtown, building the restaurant district, and converting the old factories to housing. We need to stay on that road.
Stay on track.
Stay on the road, keep fine-tuning those things that we've done, keep our schools first class, keep our industrial base open to the community, fix our river, make it even better, the bridges, and keep the heat on government so that we get every dollar that we send into Boston, we get at least some of it back.
And I'm sure you will, as you have.
Very good.
And that's very good. Thank you very much. Bill Ryan, running for re-election to the Haverhill City Council. We appreciate you being here today.
Thank you.
And we'll be back.